So, alright. Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all viewers. So, by today, me myself is Iman Shah, and my fellow friends, Adrus Chin, would like to talk or have some review on a speech about Farid Zakaria on U.S.-China relations and the year in world politics by Lowy Lecture Institute. So, without wasting our time, so Edros, uh, which topic that you would like to have some exchange opinion on or review about what Farid Zakaria said?
Right. Thank you, Iman Shah. So, I find quite interesting when it comes to Dr. Farid Zakaria. In his beginning speech, he talked about how COVID-19 affected most of the countries in the world, but somehow it never affect the international organization or international systems or the current policies or the current war threat between China and US is going on. So I do find it quite interesting, and I give it a thought way. We even COVID-19 of after the World Health Organization declared this is a COVID-19 is a pandemic. All right, what happened was China seems not aggressive after that during
Mm.
that time because due to their lockdown, right?
Okay.
And US also took a back step and relaxed for a while. Like, okay, it's pandemic. I guess it's time to relax, not to fight with China. Let us relax. But what happened that time? Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you still remember during those period of time, right? Trump keep blaming on China, and China counterpart was saying that it is not our fault, it is your fault. It's like they are blaming each other that time during after that time, if I'm not mistaken, China was locked down and Trump was still in February. He still said it's a hoax, it's a
Yeah.
hoax. So what do you think? Does this COVID-19 still affect the relation or the tense between China and US, or is it getting worse and worse?
Um, I would like to take some highlight about Farid Zakaria said that he doesn't change much in the international system, right? But I have a little bit different view about that because for me, as you can see, what my perspective is, when COVID came, affected the whole world, it make a reset. It make a reset on the tension between these two power. Uh, and when it come to reset, it's like you reset the laptop, everything start from zero back. But in this case, it doesn't start from uh, directly zero, but it start on what you are ready to take on. It's like uh, it's like you said, it's now Trump. What we call Trump keeps saying this is China fault. It's everything. This is a hoax. We doesn't need vaccine. We doesn't need what everybody can go out. You are free. You are free. Yeah, and the supporters are also support while China doing lockdown. And you can see here, China doing lockdown and America doing opposite what they are doing. So when China recover
Yes.
from COVID and US are struggling back, uh, the number one death cases and the huge cases day by day, and here comes the race start again. This is
Yes.
what I see. Is
Yes.
China already prepare everything's lockdown, cases zero, everybody can go out. Even they have party on that. What the city again? Wuhan.
Uh, Wuhan, yes, Wuhan having party. New Year party.
Yes, everybody like, oh, you doing party, everywhere the rest of the world are locked down and still struggling economically, but China doing relax because they're doing first, but US doing oppositely. So when it come back into the what we call elections, changing leadership, here comes the struggle for Biden to take over. That what we call inherited these problems that Trump made. So this is what I said. Even though it doesn't make any changes the tension, but it reset back on the race for the power struggle. So uh, now and keep going discussion. China going to take. US number one top in economic, right? If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken, it has three time changing the prediction. The first is 2035, then 2028,
correct.
and then when come COVID is
2025.
25. So
Yes,
from my
2025.
perspective, when I see back now, I'm gonna say that it's gonna be a little bit early, 2024 or
Yes.
20 in the middle of 2023. So this is my different what Farid Zakaria said. Uh, and I want to ask you your opinion. Farid Zakaria also mentioned about bipolarity system between
Oh,
China and US. As he said, these
yes.
one are more stable than multipolarity system as we had before in the World War, multipolar.
Yes.
So what's your thought? You prefer a bipolar or multipolar? As you see, my bipolar China and US is you hard to make a choice, but if multipolar, you have a third choice. So you see which one your choice.
If me, I would say I would prefer, okay lah, okay. After the falling of Soviet Union, right?
Mm.
If I'm not mistaken, that time was still bipolar or uni bipolar, if I'm not mistaken, mentioned by Farid Zakaria. But that for me, right, I would prefer. I love the drama between United States and China. I do really love their drama. However, I will put my position as a developing countries.
Mm-hmm.
I will also want their influence in terms of security and economical prosper. First, let's talk about US. We all know US as a powerful nation when it comes to military expansions and military spendings. And when it comes to China, China came second.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
according to Farid Zakaria, sorry, he mentioned what China, when it comes to second, they basically overtake another four countries. For another four countries, most probably is like the biggest country like Russia or North Korea. So it's
Okay.
like it seems like China can overtake the numbers of military expansion on the same time. More in addition, right, same goes to economic. Economic, when it comes to economic, America is still number one, and China is still leading, and it's still it. I mean, like as you can see, the graph of the GDP of China itself is keep increasing yearly and yearly. So for me, right, as a developing country, I will put myself in the developing country. I need these two nation influence in my country as
Mm-hmm.
a for example, I would say when it comes to in terms of South China Sea conflict, as you can see the issues where China started to claim 9 dash line. I cannot ask security from China itself, but what can I do? I will ask US United States provide the security for me to ensure the safety of the South China Sea. But what happened when it comes to BRI initiative, Belt Road initiative? I also want to be part of it because it's part of the it's part of the connections from China on the Silk Road and so whatsoever. So for me, right, I I wouldn't be in bipolar systematic lah. I would prefer to be multi bipolar system lah, I would say. But how about you?
Uh, by having multipolar, you have another house power. Uh, you maybe can say Russia is another house power. So
Mm,
uh, what Farid Zakaria said is multi-bipolar is unstable compared to bipolar. But at the same time, bipolar it's hard to make a choice.
Causes a lot of problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
causes a
but
lot of
as
problems.
you can see, as mentioned also by the questions that been given to Farid Zakaria about Australia. As you can see now, Australia are quite dilemma. They want economic from China at the same time the relationship between America. But recently, yesterday, I have a news that Australia already lost their trust in China government.
Mm.
But I doesn't know how they will make a solution for that. This means if they lost trust, they lost their relationship economy especially. By then, this is what important is, either you have bipolar or multipolar. Uh, been mentioned also that having coalitions is
Mm,
also important, like multilateralism. We can see that ASEAN itself, as Southeast Asian nations, is a multilateral, and also the biggest economic coming RCEP is also multi, and over there have many units of country that participate for economic prosperity. So by then, I guess a solution for bipolar is having a multilateralism in economic lah. Uh,
true.
we might lose something, but at the same time, we might gain bit more or less in other side. Uh, Especially in ASEAN is quite hard. ASEAN is very hard. Doing
But
this business between these two is really hard.
yeah, but trust me, ASEAN, we as a developing countries in ASEAN, Southeast Asia regions, right? We do need these two nation influence in our region. One
Mm,
thing for sure is definitely about security is the first thing comes in hand. So, but however, when it comes to economic, we ASEAN nations, right? These nation represent different aspect of economic when it comes to what we want. For example, for Singapore, what can they provide, and for Malaysia, what can we provide? Indonesia will be different, but I um, I would say Indonesian market is quite huge compared to other Southeast Asia country.
correct.
However, yeah, when it comes to Indonesia, I guess for example, Philippines, Duterte, he
Uh-huh.
is a pro-Chinese. But what happened? What happened during along the way after he got first elected as a president of Philippines? What happened was he declared war on drugs. If I'm
Mm,
not mistaken, it was war on drugs, right? And then what happened was U.S. Department of Justice, right, DOJ, gave him a slam of letters or notice saying that this is not the right way to reduce the drugs. I mean the drug trafficking or drug. I mean like humans are taking drugs over there. So what happened was he said, I don't care. I will support China. So what happened? He established a good relationship with China, but uh, along the way, what happened was South China Sea again. South China Sea again. And then that's when Philippines started to feel the pressure from China, that they feel betrayal from China. And again, when it comes to vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine, Philippines is the only country, a nation in the Southeast Asia regions, right? Uh, I wouldn't say late, but slow progress in terms of receiving vaccine,
uh-huh.
in terms of receiving vaccine compared to other nation in Southeast Asia lah. So yeah, we're talking about Australia, right? One thing about Australia, right? Uh, I would say China really have a very good relationship with Australia last time. They really have a very good relationship. Most of Australia imports, right? According to Dr. Farid Zakaria, correct me if I'm wrong. He said 4 out of 5 export in Australia mostly are from China, mostly are from Chinese import. If I'm not mistaken, he did mention that lah. But correct me if I'm wrong lah.
Yeah.
But what happened was, suddenly, I don't know what happened, but all I know is that Australia seems like they they tak puas hati with China in handling these in handling these sorts of businesses. I would say businesses, and some more. If I'm not mistaken, what happened was that time was what happened, Shah? What happened? I forgot. What happened that time?
If
It's
I'm not
sorts of
mistaken, Farid Zakaria also mentioned that China requests for Australia about the media. That don't claim too much on China. But you know what? Any white people's country is freedom of expression. What you cannot control.
Oh, what happened was Australia was got a new elected government that time, right? Is it is it before or after new elected government, Australian new government? I forgot. Oh, whatever lah. But yeah lah, that's what happened lah with Australia. They macam they have confidence and trust in China, you know. But yeah lah, I don't know lah. I really don't know. But with because Australia blame China for being unfair in terms of trade, in terms of economic, or in terms of economics. Australia feel that they are unfair, and somehow Australia have a very pro relationship with America, yeah, with
Mm-hmm.
United States. Yeah, they have a very good relationship with United States. So somehow I guess it affected Australia, where Australia says that, oh, they suddenly started to realize that China is being so unfair in terms when it comes to World Trade Organization, in dealing World Trade Organization. So yeah,
Maybe this one last question for before we end, like short elaborate. What do you think about and what do you think Biden should do about foreign policy?
Biden. One thing about Biden, I don't see much on progress on foreign policies, because one thing for sure, he is so busy managing his domestic affair in his own government. So I would say Trump really leave a huge chunk of mess, a messy, a quite, I would say, messy and problematic documents that left to Biden to settle. And I would say Biden right now, what happened was NATO. Uh,
Mhm.
Last few days ago, last few weeks ago, NATO, when he said America is back, so that's mean America is on track. But however, I don't know. Biden still no progress showing up on his foreign policies. What happened to China? Is he going to counter China? What happened to Alaska submit? United States and China submit, right?
Mhm.
What happened was it wasn't going great. They're still fighting over each other, throwing blame on each other. And so yeah, I think Biden, he he need another year.
Another what we call panggil apa?
Another extension.
Another turn lah, another 5 years.
Another terms. Another terms.
uh,
How about you? What do you think?
I doesn't know. Same like you. He's quite showing slow progress, as how Obama did quite slow progress on
Mm.
overcoming China's rise. But we'll see how. As he is a people choice. He is the people choice. He been given the responsibility.
Opposite.
People champions. So we'll see how this champion going to have this battle with the uh rising champion China.
Rising Dragon.
So you see lah, uh, Trump doing have a bad image, but for me, Trump is not bad because he know he's what he's doing in the foreign policy, especially when we come to Middle East. uh, what we call peace agreement with Middle East. But when come to Biden's withdraw,
Yeah,
but,
it's
but
disappointing.
what he came back is in the Paris Agreement, where Trump withdraw from the agreement, that bring back Biden's image. But I can't say much. We are not expert about this. I don't analyze Biden, but what can I say? He's showing slow progress. But of course, he tried to settle the domestic first and the European with the G7. So as he said that G7 also will counter China. So we'll see
Yes.
how this entity will gonna counter China. So I guess that's last from both of us. Hopefully the viewers I enjoy. So, uh, thank you very much, and we see you again. Uh, have a nice day.
Bye bye.